Welcome back to Trust Me, I'm a Doctor. Welcome back to the second part of the period series. Today I wanted to talk to you about probably the most common products we use to manage our flows, and that would be the pad and the tampon. So I get this question a lot in my office, and the question is, which one is better? And the answer is both are great, both are fine. Just as long as you know how often to change them, you're probably not gonna have a lot of problems with spills or overflow, and that kind of is the clincher. So we're gonna talk about the different types of pads that are on the market, also the panty liner, I forgot to mention, and of course, the tampon. I think at this point most women, especially menstruating women, have seen the pads, but I'm just gonna open it up in case somebody really hasn't, or for the men who are watching the series, if you have never come across a pad. I'm not particularly advocating for one pad over another, but this is like a standard pad look. So these wings actually wrap around the underwear so that leaks are minimized. So this would be a pad for like a standard 5 to 6 hour period. This would probably be adequate for most people to use, but of course it depends on the woman's flow. Overnight though, what some people like to do is they like to get the overnight pads. Now they don't necessarily have to be thicker, this one is, but I'll just show you how this one looks as well. You can see it's a little bit bigger, and the zone of absorption might be a little bit bigger as well, but it's just a difference in the product. Kind of like the daytime and the evening or the nighttime pads are a little bit different in terms of absorbency. So what happens with periods is, like, at the beginning, most women have like the heaviest flow in the first 2 or 3 days, and then it kind of trails off. So most of the times the periods last about 7 days, and then towards the end they'll have a little bit of spotting or just a tiny bit of flow, maybe, you know, half a teaspoon. And in that case, then she can switch over to the little panty liners, and these are like really tiny, and they can absorb, you know, a little bit, just so you know nothing stains on the underwear. And you know, these products are really good, as I mentioned in the previous video, to put in the starter pack, just so a girl kind of knows what's the difference, because usually when you buy a pack of pads, they'll just give you one type, so that, you know, at the beginning, especially when a girl first gets her periods, you might have to buy a few different products for the continuation of her flow and you know, the decrease of flow. A lot of the times kids don't know how often to change their pads, and that leads to leaks and stains on their clothes that they find very, very embarrassing. So I would just recommend, you know, a pad like this. Of course it depends on the kid, but you can tell her that she needs to change this every 3 to 4 hours. And the way they change it is that they take it off their underwear, and then they take this off this backing. They can roll the other one up, okay? So they can roll the other one up like this, put it in this package, and just dispose of it in the garbage. So like I said, every 3 or 4 hours should be fine enough, and should make her feel like she's not gonna spill over or stain anything that she's wearing. So now I want to talk to you about tampons, and I want to share with you some of the research results that I saw. Use of tampons in young girls is mostly determined by their mother's attitudes towards them, and also what grade they're in. So tampons are actually used by 23% of 5th graders, and then by the time they're up to grade 11, 75%. I'm just gonna open this up for those of you who may not have seen one in the past. You just kind of take off the plastic on the top. This one comes with an applicator. There's some that comes without applicators. You just have to kind of pop that into place. The tampon itself is within the plastic applicator, and then a woman will put this inside the vagina and then push, and this piece will stay inside. And this piece is the one that will absorb the blood and the flow, okay? And after, this one is probably good for a few hours, like let's say again, you know, 4 to 5 hours on average. After that time, you can just pull it out and then replace it with another one. Now this applicator, after insertion, would just go in the garbage. And that's it, super easy. There's also different absorbencies that come with the tampons. So there's light, there's medium, and then there's heavy. I can't talk about tampons without mentioning the slight risk of toxic shock syndrome. So I do want you to read the labels. I want you to read the medical advisory that every box comes with, and I want you to make an informed decision as to whether or not this product would be right for you or your child. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new about tampons and pads, especially especially for the male viewers out there who might not have seen this so up close and personal before. If you liked this video, please subscribe to it and tell your friends, you know, get your kids to watch. Maybe they can learn about it as well. And please come back next month for my next video, which will talk about the silicone cups.